perspectives on Indonesia information law and electronic transactions. With that, I will give the floor to Ms. Muller. Thank you.
Yes. First of all, I would like to share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Muller. I would like to kindly remind you that the allocated time is 15 minutes for each speaker.
Yes.
You notify the timer once you have started your presentation.
I shall begin the presentation now. Good afternoon, committee members, distinguished guests, fellow presenters, and participants. My name is Wulan Indah Panoto of Universitas Pelita Harapan, Indonesia, along with my team consisting of Jordina Shelby Mangrova and Cindy Alvira, under the guidance of Mr. Rizky Pratama Karo, Bachelor of Law and Master of Law. We'll be presenting regarding restorative justice on cyberbullying and the role of law school students' perspective on Indonesia information law and electronic transactions. The following is our table of contents, which consists of introduction to cyberbullying, literature review, research methodology, discussions or findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Introduction. Cyberbullying has been regarded as a repetitive, destructive behavior perpetrated by a group or people utilizing current digital technologies against a victim who is powerless to defend themselves. In Indonesia itself, cyberbullying is considered as an act punishable by law as stated in the Indonesian Law No. 11 of the year 2008 concerning information and electronic transactions, Junto Indonesia Law No. 19 of the year 2016, ITE Law. According to the provisions inscribed in Article 3 of the Indonesian Law No. 11 of the year 2008, the legislation was established in order to implement information technology and electronic transactions based on the principles of legal clarity, benefits, prudence, good health, good faith, freedom of choice of technology, and technology neutrality. According to data obtained on the website of the Indonesian Child Protection Commission, over the years there are about 322 complaints of pornographic and cybercrime cases or online crimes involving minors starting from the year 2014, 463 in the year 2015, 587 in the year 2016, 608 in the year 2017, and 672 in the year 2018. Literature review. Restorative justice in Indonesia is a settlement of criminal acts through the inclusion of perpetrators, victims, families of perpetrators, families of victims, community leaders, religious leaders, indigenous figures, or stakeholders to jointly seek a fair settlement for peace by emphasizing the election in the original state. According to Philip M. Hadjan, he believes that preventive measure is a set of rules or languages that may protect anything from other things. Pertaining to consumers, this phrase denotes to that law offers protection for customer rights against actions that result in violations of these rights. As for the formulation of the problem is as the following. First, how is the arrangement of restorative justice against cyberbullying according to the Indonesian ITE law? The second, what is the law school students' role in preventing cyberbullying on social media? As our research method, we use juridical normative. And through this presentation and paper, the group of writers aim to address and analyze the current existing law associated with cyberbullying, what can be done to improve, whether it be in the form of heavier sanctions or punishments for those who conducted the crime. And there will also be an inclusion of several efforts taken by local law school students in Indonesia to raise awareness as well as their criticisms towards the law. The following slides will be presented by my teammates.
So much, Juanita Bernardo. For this discussion for this topic, we make three big points to analyze. The first one is that children as cyberbullying victim or even the perpetrator. Cyberbullying can happen to everyone regardless of age. But on this era, mostly children were the one who became the victim. Example, when a person hates another person, but they know that this person had a child, they will usually attack the younger because it will be more easier to get the person reaction or even the attention. But on the other side, a children could be a perpetrator because lots of reasons. The reason itself will be explained at the next slide. Second, for the law enforcement in cyberbullying case, we will be analyzing from the side of restorative justice. In Indonesia, the law for restorative justice are in Indonesia's Supreme Court of Justice Regulation number 15/2020 and in Indonesia National Police Regulation number 8/2021. Third and last, a cyberbullying case could be reported in the shape of petitioned offense. Cyberbullying is regulated in the ETE law, specifically on the Article 27, paragraph 3. In this part, it mentioned that everyone who do defamation and insulting other person on the internet will get punished by the law. As we know, defamation and insulting others was regulated too in Indonesia Criminal Law Article 310. Since it happened to some individual, it means that this kind of case will be proceeded if the victims report the case to the authority. As I mentioned before, there are some reasons why a child could be a perpetrator in cyberbullying. There are 5 reasons. The first one is everyone does cyberbullying. A child will learn everything from what happened in front of them. When they see someone did or do cyberbullying and was supported by the surrounding, they will think that it was the right thing to do. Number 2 is envy the victim. A child have a very sensitive feelings. When it comes to an achievement, they will having a hard time to accept that other could do more better than them. Instead of saying congratulations, they will try to bring the others down. Number 3 is revenge. A child have an unstable emotion. When something they didn't like happened to them, they don't want to suffer alone. Instead, they want others to feel the same way as them too. Number 4 is bored. Children could easily be bored when they have nothing to do. Since they live in the technology era, it will be more easy for them to use the internet to cause some drama so they wouldn't be bored. And last one is anonymous. The internet gives lots of options for the user. One of them are an option for making a fake account so that we can go through the internet anonymously without anyone knowing. This thing causes a person feel more safer for doing cyberbullying. For the following slide, will be presented by my team.
Alright, thank you so much, Ms. Georgina Salvia Manuel. Now, to the conclusions, after discussing, we can actually answer 2 main questions. The first one is, how is the arrangements of restorative justice against cyberbullying according to the Indonesia ITE law? The Indonesia Information and Electronic Transactions Law does not write or include what is called restorative justice, but on daily basis to carry out and implement the Indonesia ITE law, restorative justice is the main principle and is the first things that need to be made. This can be seen from the circular letter on article cultural awareness to create a clean, healthy, and productive digital space in Indonesia. Then also from the Indonesia Telegram letter, which contains guidelines for handling cases of Indonesia ITE law, especially the hate speech. The Indonesia ITE law, especially hate speech, whereas the Indonesia National Police serves as one of the state's nation's institutions that assist in law enforcement in Indonesia, understand well that law enforcement of the Indonesia ITE law, especially offense against insult and hate speech, also hoaxes has a sui generis characters, which mean it's standing alone and be specific. So that's restorative justice needs to be applied. The second question was, what is law school students' roles in preventing cyberbullying on social media? As we all know now, cyberbullying is an act where individuals oppress others within cyberspace. This enables everyone to do the act of bullying. Therefore, the role of students itself starts from preventive actions, that is ignoring the person who wrote nasty comments about them, and of course not writing any nasty comments on other people's posts. Another way, they uploading photos explaining what is cyberbullying and also how do you indicate cyberbullying. To provide more insights to not only law students but also to general public, law students usually writes or explains the Indonesia ITE law articles that is related to cyberbullying. So, about the recommendations, even so, the Indonesia ITE law itself needs several revisions. Moreover, Article 27, Paragraph 3 concerns insults or defamations, where these articles previously did not have any explanations, but itself has such broad meanings. However, this year there's a progress on the Indonesia ITE law it was ratified by the Ministry of the State Secretariats of the Republic of Indonesia. Now, the Article 27, Paragraph 3 provides an explanation and directs us towards repressive actions that can be enforced. However, we do need a lot more revisions to come. As a closing statement, I would like to conclude the presentation here. Thank you so much for the time and opportunity for us to be able to present in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wulan and all her teammates for their interesting take on how the perceptions of law students play a role in solving cyberbullying as a measure of restoring justice. So, before we proceed with our next participant, I would like to kindly remind all participants present today to look at the chat box and fill in the Google form for the attendance so that your participation will be recorded. Before we move on to our final speaker for today, I